us to the next issue, I guess, involving the county.
I should have stayed home.
We currently, as you know, reside in the old U.S. Bank building, or Citizens Union Bank building. We've been there since 2009. Prior to that, we were in the Kenner House. And back in the 70s, when TVA came in and started building Pips Bend and everything, they gave the city and the county $300,000, if my memory serves me correctly, Bill, to remodel the Kenner House, and they moved the industrial board into one side of it, and
United Way
and some other programs. Well, McConnell had a group in there also.
Price had everything.
Yeah, they kind of put all of us in that facility, and the agreement was that the county would put up $25,000 a year, the city would put up $25,000 a year, and they would maintain that historical building. Well, in 2009, you could throw a cat through the walls up there. There was holes. Nobody had ever put up the money, or they never spent the money. They may have put it up, but it never did get spent. And so it got so bad that varmints were coming in, the holes and things, and so U.S. Bank offered us, where we're at now, if we would share just in the facility cost and everything. It wasn't a rent situation. We signed an agreement that we would share in the utilities. And how much was it? $400 a month just to share in the payment of the utilities for what we were using, the electric and the water and sewer and whatever else, and maintaining the building and all that. So it was basically a gift to the industrial board from U.S. Bank. Well, the problem is that is now it had increased up to about $700 and some because the utilities were increasing, and so but then U.S. Bank sold the building. So then the buyers of the building came to us and said, you know, we don't want to donate to the county industrial board. We want you to pay a fair rent. And so we agreed. I think we're paying $950 a month. Which probably half of that is utilities and the other half is rent. And they said, we're not coming out on this deal, and so they wanted to up it $200 or $300 a month, and I said that, you know, you go down there and try to sell that, but I don't think that dog's going to hunt. So they agreed to $100 a year, stepped up for a 3-year contract from, I think it's going to $1,100 to $1,200 to $1,300. I assumed the attorneys looked over the agreement and everybody agreed it was a fair deal, and so it goes before the budget committee, and it passed out of budget committee, but then it was put on hold in the county commission. So there again, we're kind of sitting out in the cold on this deal. We don't have any money other than what the county gives us, so we have spent money, you know, remodeling the thing through the years over the last, 14 years that we've been there. And they're spending money on the building to keep it up and fix it. And they let us use the old Citizens Union Bank board room when we need it. We used to have all our board meetings there until COVID came along, and we thank goodness the gas company was gracious enough to use this facility. But we'd like to get back into that facility. It's a lot easier to walk down the hall than it is to move everything up here. Be that as it may, I don't know, if they do this like they did the other one and don't negotiate or don't, I don't know where you go from this. Our lease runs out the end of June.
June 30th.
And they don't meet again until when? June
24th.
24. So you got a week to pack up and get out. I don't know. Nobody's called me on this one either. They said, well, you think we can get it any cheaper? Is it too much? Would they
Well,
take this? Or?
Larry, I think we could have solved a lot of problems if we had an industrial board representative at last Monday's meeting
Yeah.
to explain this kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't know
there was
it gonna
nobody
come
there
up.
to
I would have been glad
to go to the other, go on the other side of it. The questions were, you know, the money's too much. For that kind of space, I don't think it is, but the space is the other question. Do we need that much space? And then they were asking me, does the county have some place to put you all? And really, we don't. I mean, they were even going to the point where they were going to say that the little conference room at the administration building would be, but you know, that was well, again, I'm going to stop speaking on that. But you know, that was their challenge, and there were a couple of them that were dead set against it, and it didn't help that we had 3 members absent on Monday because of a meeting. That's always a challenge when you try and do a vote with people absent. So it's scheduled to be back on the agenda for June. And if I were you all, I would start comparing square foot, what we're paying there, you know, utilities are included, things like that, and why, and justify the need for that much space. I couldn't tell them exactly what you all do in the space, but that's kind of their hang up. And, you know, we can find another building to rent, but I don't think we're going to come out any better on the cost.
No, I don't need it, and like I say, then you go through the process of, you know, it has restroom facilities for. We probably don't need about 1,500 square feet, but it's the way it's broken up, and you can lock the doors. We've got a meeting room, and we have business people that come in, and we sit down and negotiate where you can sit around the table. It's a little conference room.
It has to be private.
Yeah, well, that's,
You
I
know?
tried to make that point too, that companies come in and they don't want to be
Can't just be in the
out
middle of the
in the
public
middle
eye.
of somewhere doing their thing. But basically, you've got a couple of 3 or 4 options. You can hope that it flies next month with explanation. You could try and renegotiate with the owners of the building. You could do that, or we can move somewhere. I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
As I said before, negotiating, it's hard to negotiate when you don't know what, I don't know
What
what.
they
Well,
what
again, and I don't want to throw you all under the bus, but I was told that you all were asked to be there at the commission meeting.
Sarah mentioned it to me, and I told her, I said, I cannot be there. I have another conference call at that time.
Yeah. But the word, I guess, didn't get to Larry or
No,
what.
I didn't know about that. But
So
anyway,
we're currently paying $950 a month, correct? Is that, or the county is, I'm saying, right? $950 a month to have this office space. And they're wanting, just so I'm clear, they're wanting to go up to 11
11 for the first
for
year.
the first year, then 1250
I think it's 1250 and then 1400 or something.
By the time-
I don't have the numbers in front of me,
Okay.
but it was a staggered 3-year increase. You know, I don't, if you're looking at per square foot and utilities included, you're not going to find it.
That's what I'm saying.
Anywhere
That's,
for
I
that.
mean, I know from just looking at other office space in Kingsport and stuff, I mean, that's cheap.
Very cheap.
Yeah. Because at other places, that utilities aren't included, you have to go sign up for your own power, internet,
Yeah.
water, things like that.
And we provide the phone and all that stuff too. They've got a phone over there that's on the county system, so. Business phone lines are not cheap, so it's saving considerable money to even just do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good deal. It really is. That's a good deal.
I wish I could wave the magic wand.
I know, it's,
Well, I know the county's under quite a bit of pressure. You were talking about quite a little increase in property tax this
About
year.
37.
And really, the only way that you can increase revenue from a county point of view is either raise taxes, or wheel tax, or property tax, or expand the base. And
Well, one of the points that needs to be made is, if you're expecting the big tax revenue bumps, it's gonna be industry and who brings it in,
Yeah.
and who's got 4 on the hook right now.
yeah,
exactly.
What I was gonna say was, I need to find out what those entities contribute to the county from Pepsi Bend, and that needs to be reminded to the budget committee, that what are you gonna do if they start pulling out? I'm thinking about the FAR and not necessarily our office, but
It's always like this. Gary can tell you, he was
No, I
chairman of the
understand.
budget committee for a few years.
I understand, but you got to understand what fish is in the water you're trying to catch.
well, like I say, we're working on, we'll see what we can do.
Larry, like 2 of my adult kids moved out. I got 2 empty bedrooms.
I can clean out the garage and make it off.
Back we put you in the garage.
Hey, we've got jail cells downstairs.
That's all I hear.
I think they offered that to us the last time. Well, everybody's aware of what's going on.